Welcome back to Golf Xtra. Patrick Cantlay is one of the best golfers in the world, but based on the often controversial air that surrounds him, he's often not talked about as much as other star players. One thing that has put his name in the news, though, his role in the LIV-PGA saga, both as a potential defection to LIV Golf as well as a key cog in the ongoing negotiations between the two organizations. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos just like this one. Now, let's get right into Patrick Cantlay's recent comments about his role in the LIV-PGA debate. For all his incredible ability, having spent much of the last year in the top 10 of the world golf rankings and currently sitting in the 5th spot in the OWGR rankings, Patrick Cantlay hasn't actually won a professional golf tournament since the 2022 BMW Championship. He did rack up 5 top 5 finishes during the 2023 season, but for a player of his caliber, this season can only be viewed as some degree of a disappointment. Cantlay agrees, noting in a recent profile that his last year was, at least a little disappointing, because I felt like I had multiple opportunities to win, and I didn't win at all, and that's always the goal. Despite that seemingly negative viewpoint, Cantlay remains positive that his overall strong play will soon translate to victory, saying, "The good news is I played a lot of really good golf, and the wins are a function of putting yourself in that position. So I fully expect if I put myself in that position as many times next year, I could win multiple times." With that being said, Cantlay doesn't necessarily have fans screaming his name from the grandstands to the extent that the other players do. His glacially slow playing pace in particular hasn't endeared himself to the golfing community, and Cantlay is well aware. In the Golf magazine profile, Cantlay said about his playing pace, "I do think I take a very methodical approach to golf, well, and to life in general, but my goal out there is to be as efficient and thorough as I possibly can to shoot the lowest scores possible. I'm trying to find ways to be more efficient without being less thorough." Asked if the fact that TV cameras have a tendency to linger on him as he stands over the ball, poised to hit a shot, contributes to these negative feelings from fans, Cantlay agreed, saying, "That definitely could be. I don't watch myself on TV much, if at all. But look, I'm out there just trying to focus as much as I possibly can to execute. I mean, I only get one chance at being the best golfer I can be for a certain amount of time. Competing is maybe the most favorite thing I've done, no matter what I've been doing since I was a very little kid. And so, when I'm out there, if I'm stoic or if I take a little longer over the ball, I want people to know I'm just trying to focus as hard as I can and hit the best shot possible." A lack of fan support on the PGA Tour could very well have been a factor in the departure of other former golf villains such as Patrick Reed to LIV Golf, something that might have played into the extensive rumors linking Cantlay to LIV Golf. He addressed these rumors in the golf profile, saying about the decision to join LIV, "It's a personal calculation based on your values, your priorities, etc. So I don't think it's a surprise that there's a certain type of player that's tended to go over there on the whole. For me, I have no plans on joining LIV. I don't plan on joining LIV. I see myself playing on the PGA Tour." That's a strong response, and he backed it up further by saying, "I declined offers, pre and post joining the board, and the most recent offer I got, I declined in the same meeting that my management team brought it to me. So, we've established that Cantlay won't be joining the LIV Tour anytime soon, at least if his comments are to be believed. Perhaps a bigger scandal has surrounded Cantlay and his links to LIV, though, namely the accusations which have been levied at him by major media publications like Sports Illustrated that he is now in control of the PGA Tour after joining the policy board in the midst of LIV merger negotiations. Specifically, the SI piece included the following excerpt referring to the aftermath of Jon Rahm's decision to join LIV. "What has happened since Rahm's departure should outrage the PGA Tour's rank and file. It is a story of political maneuvering and bruised egos obstructing common sense, with Patrick Cantlay seizing control and somehow turning himself into arguably the most powerful person on the PGA Tour, including the commissioner. Cantlay has formed an alliance with fellow Tour Policy Board members Tiger Woods and Jordan Spieth, and that group, along with Colin Neville of Rain Capital, is now driving the Tour's negotiations with PIF and other investors." For Cantlay's part, he maintains that his role on the PGA Tour Policy Board is strictly for the love of the game, saying in the golf profile, "I care a lot about the PGA Tour. I grew up wanting to play on the PGA Tour and win tournaments on that PGA Tour. And I've been fortunate enough to have done that. So when I joined the board, I viewed that as a responsibility. It was important for me to take that very seriously, and I've taken that very seriously." He continued, "And I think it's important to take it seriously. My goal, being on the PGA Tour Policy Board, is to represent all the members, both current and future, to the best of my ability. And so that's what I've been trying to do. That's what all the player directors have been trying to do. And we've been working really closely together over the last many months as a unit to make the best collective decisions that represent the interest of all the members." When asked to comment on further accusations that he was operating solely in the interest of the tour's elite players, like himself, Cantlay was adamant, saying, "With a membership as wide-ranging as the PGA Tour, it's to be expected that there are different perspectives. Right now, we're fortunate to have a nice mix of player directors that represent different factions of the tour. And that's why it's been so important for us to work so closely together and have those conversations so we can come to the best decision for all members, collectively, both current and future." Then, he addressed the rumors of his silent coup d'etat directly, seemingly referencing the Sports Illustrated article when saying, "I think if you just look at the facts that are out there, it would be impossible for any one player to take control. I mean, it would be impossible for all the players together to take control. We only have half the seats on the board, and any major vote around any of these things we've been talking about requires a 2/3 majority. And also, considering that the tour has hired the Titan investment bank, Allen & Company, and given the tour has been driving discussion since even before the framework agreement was announced, I mean, given that set of facts, it's just impossible for that to be the case." Jordan Spieth, a fellow policy board member, was just as adamant in his defense of Cantlay after the story first broke. He told the Associated Press by phone shortly after the SI article regarding the rumors of Cantlay's influence on the PGA Tour, "There's no fact to it. It's been very collective since I've jumped on. It's not even a thing. We're looking for the best outcome for the players as a whole, and it's 6 persons as player directors." Spieth admitted that Cantlay might be an expected target due to his unusual personality, but maintained that Cantlay was looking out solely for the best interest of the PGA Tour, saying, "He's very smart and he's very measured in everything he says. He doesn't waste words, and a lot of times that comes across as demanding. In no way, shape, or form does he control anything. He wants objectivity when it seems that isn't the case. He, like the rest of us, we are all in agreement. We may disagree on how, when, and why, but our collective duties are to represent the players. Deal, no deal, multiple partners. One thing that isn't up for debate? Patrick Cantlay will always have some form of controversy and criticism following him, whether on the course or off of it. All that we as golf fans can do is watch and wait to see what waves he will make next, whether that's by holding up a victory trophy or making giant waves behind the scenes in PGA LIV negotiations. Like always, Cantlay will remain an enigma. Comment with your thoughts and make sure to subscribe for more content like this. We'll catch you in the next one.